Hi guys, welcome to this last transmission of Yang Woman 30-day vlog. This is the 30th day, so it's just about really wrapping up and talking about retreats and the value of sisterhood. So we're about to step into a brand new year. And from a numerology perspective, it's a 1 year which is all about new beginnings and new projects, and probably more than any new year in a 9-year cycle, this is one of the most important ones. But even if you're watching this video in the future during the week or during the year or whenever, it's still about what comes next is an opportunity for new beginnings, new starts, new projects, and a newness in any way that feels good for you. So let's start by taking 2 or 3 nice big deep breaths to bring us into a yin space of receptivity. As you notice the breath that's coming in, it really does take you down into your body. So wherever you might be in this moment, just taking time to be still. Stillness is very yin in nature. I love that peaceful feeling. Just taking a few deep breaths to inject some space is so important. So we have looked at the challenges of a young woman, the desires of a young woman, some of the ways you can let the yin in, and then some of the ways that we can as women step into our authentic feminine essence. If you feel that there are other ways that you have challenges, other ways you have desires, or other ways you can help people, please do comment on my YouTube channel, because all these videos from Facebook are going up to my YouTube channel, which is Gina Hardy Yoga. So you can re-look at any of the videos that have had any particular importance to you, and please do comment. Sharing is one of the things that I do. Paying forward what I learn is one of the intrinsic parts of my life motto. So going back to what I've said many times is that being yang is not a failing. I think we have yin and yang phases in every hour, in every day, in every week, in every part of our lives. We have to be yang in order to be yin again, and we have to be yin in order to be yang again. But what I notice really with yang women is that we have our yang, our masculine, directive, driving energy on overdrive. You know, so being bossy, I think, is very yang. Being very directive and leading is very yang. Being still, meditating, breathing, taking some space, going to your yoga mat are some of the yin activities, and we've looked at that. So we balance between yang and yin. And in our lives, we can be in a yang phase of life, which I think is in the 20s and 30s, where you're building, developing your body. It's very linked to bodies, how the body's growing, the cells are replicating, and we're growing. Then come our mid-30s and going into our 40s, there's an opportunity to be in a more yin phase of life. And oh my goodness, this last few years, I've experienced the change into my yin stage of life, which is definitely coming through menopause and out the other side, where really my body has dictated that this yin place of being is the new me. And to be honest, I love this person that is emerging, because I think that she is more authentically feminine, softer, less willing to drive and direct, and that has affected all sorts of things in my life, friendships, and just the way I see life, the pace I lead my life at. And sometimes it can be really challenging just to be more yin when you have been very yang. So again, it's not wrong, but I notice that most of the clients that I tend to deal with are women in their 40s, going into their 50s and 60s, when we've experienced massive changes, and being very yang can have a very big impact on two particular areas. One is your body and your health. While I was doing these videos, I really kind of thought, hey, yeah, in 2005 I gave up one of my ovaries for the sake of running my energy to yang. I was in a very masculine dominated career at Gatwick Airport, and although I loved it, for my physical health and for the person I am, I think it was way too yang. That's just my view. But maybe that's what I needed in that moment, and indeed nothing is a regret and nothing is wasted when you have the realisation and the awareness at the end of it. So being too yang can really affect your physical body, and at the end of the day, ladies, we have breasts, we have wombs, we have ovaries and vaginas, and we have these amazing feminine gifts that we've been given physically. And if we run our energy too yang, oh my gosh, it can be like a car crash. So really take care of your physical health and notice where you're out of whack, and maybe where you're not noticing where your body's speaking to you, because it's so important. The other area of great effect of being very yang is relationships. You know, as yang women, we can run our homes and even run our partners and the way things should be. And I've talked about this in the challenges, that often yang women will attract yin men, yin partners. And thus far, although you might challenge me on this, I've never met a yang woman and a yin man who are actually intrinsically happy to play those roles as they are. I just believe that the role reversal creates problems. I certainly, as a relationship coach, have seen many yang women and yin partners, and it doesn't work. That's just my view. You might challenge me on that, and that's fine. But I think that yang women tend to complain that their men are too yin and they haven't grown a pair and they need to man up and all that kind of stuff, which in essence is true. But I think as yang women, we're starting to lead the world in a very hunter-gatherer way, so we can't complain, because a lot of it is brilliant, and a lot of the things that we've created, like equality, have been incredible. But I wonder that the pendulum swing is going too far in the opposite direction, and that actually we need to be leading the movement into authentic femininity, and indeed leading our men into authentic masculinity too, in whichever way that feels good. So some of the ways I help is working one-on-one with women in body coaching and healing, and really it is about the body. The body is where all the wisdom lies, where all the opportunities for creativity and also celebration of this amazing gift can happen. So I work with you in a one-on-one environment on Skype or one-to-one, but I live in the UK, so do get in touch through ginahardyyoga.com. The other way that I find more and more beneficial to yang women is on retreat. I teach retreats in Greece. Maybe that will be expanding over the next couple of years, but what I want to do is really focus these retreats on inviting yang women who can come alone, where they don't have to try with any partner or any other relationship, but just to meet really amazing like-minded women, where you can be on retreat. And the theme of the retreats will be different every time. However, what they will focus on is bringing us all into our authentic femininity through things like creativity, dance, celebration of the body, and also the main fabric that holds all of that together is, of course, yoga, hatha and yin yoga. And retreat time is incredible, and what it brings is a real sense of sisterhood, and that's the bit of it that I don't tend to plan. Because I think sisterhood is ingrained in all of us women, and particularly women in their 40s. They have got a phenomenal amount of wisdom to share through life experience of having children, maybe loss of parents, ill health, big careers, and all the things that go with that. So retreats are really amazing, and I am running 2 retreats in 2017, one in June, one in September. So if you go to ginahardyyoga.com and have a look under retreats, and in the following years I would like to develop retreat business a lot more, so please do keep in touch, because they are going to be retreats that are focusing on the authentic feminine essence in all of us women. Sisterhood really important. On retreat I find that that essential element of sisterhood just takes place all by itself. I just create the space and the ingredients to bring these amazing women together. And you know, the most amazing thing is watching the wisdom and the creativity being shared amongst women, and I love that space. I'm very blessed that I have always worked at my friendships, and I've always made time for my friendships because they are one of the most important things in my life. I have male friends, but I also have a really incredible set of female friends, and we share everything, which is incredible. Sometimes I don't think there's any need to share certain things that we share as women with our partners, because that's saved for you know, like-mindedness. Sisterhood is important, particularly with young women. We might be surrounded by people, we might be leaders of businesses, of corporate teams, we might be mums, we might be the leaders of our homes and whatever else we are, but it can be a really lonely place. So you feel like you're the one who's doing it all, and why me, etc. And being alone can be a horrible place to be, when you feel like if you drop out of the helm, then who's going to take over? So I think it's really important to meet other like-minded young women who can share experience, and then also share wisdom in how to change things. And some of that sharing are things that I never ever plan for it on retreat, and it just happens, which is like the divine feminine magic of it all. So I hope you've really enjoyed all the videos. It'll be incredible to have you comment, and you are always welcome to contact me for help and to create sisterhood as we go along. It's been a pleasure talking to you about young women, and in fact talking about this particular subject, which has been me for many years of my life. Has been eye-opening for me as well, just to be able to air this feeling that I've had inside on many different levels. So I hope you've enjoyed listening to these transmissions. Do go back and look at any of them on YouTube if you want to. And I look forward to one day seeing you on retreat, or maybe on a one-to-one. I'm also on Facebook. Gina Hardy Yoga is my page on Facebook. And if we connect, it'll be a pleasure, and if I can help you and pay forward what I know, it'll be even more of a pleasure. So until then, take care. I honour you, I salute you, and I love you, young woman. Namaste.